Coach Richmond's had good success against Davidson, probably better than most teams in the league. It seems to be you hold them down offensively. They don't score quite as much against Richmond. Is there a sort of a common thread that has run through these last few games?
You know, I'm not sure, John. I think it's most likely it's probably just, for one reason or another that aren't necessarily connected. That's most likely. I feel like we prepare like we do for every game. We've been able to. We've been able to score. I mean that's been a good part of it. I don't remember all the games specifically, but I feel like hopefully some of the things that we emphasize and do in preparation do show up, but I'm not sure if you can automatically count on it, just because of the recent games.
Kellen Grady's viewed as a Player of the Year candidate. Do you view him that way, and if so, why?
I do. Well, he's a tremendous scorer. He has he can score in a variety of ways. They call it all three levels. He can make threes. He makes floaters and pull-ups, and then he also can get all the way to the rim. A guy who can kind of get his own shot, and because of how effective their system is, you don't need to do that quite as often. But when they do need a basket, he's able to really go get it.
Of course, this A-10 game's always on the road, particularly tough. You do have a good road win so far this season, so what can build off of that in terms of getting things done?
Yeah, I think playing on the road is a big challenge, and we need to make sure that we're as focused as possible. Things on the road have a way of gaining momentum, and usually kind of in a bad way. And the most important thing is to remain calm and together, do the things that you're good at. And so I think having a road win at GW and is something that can give us some confidence. But it's going to come down to making sure when a call goes against us or when a shot is made that feels fortunate, that you huddle up and just make sure you're ready to play the next play.
As Grant's career continues to move on, what areas do you see him taking steps in beyond where he is?
Well, I feel like TJ was an incredibly instinctual player. Grant also has great instincts, but being bigger, it doesn't show up quite as automatically as TJ, and I think that's really something that's really showing up, where he can help other players get great opportunities and shots because of his knowledge of the game, knowledge of what we're doing, his instincts, and I feel like that's something that is showing up already and will continue to. And I think probably defensively he can still improve. I feel like he can probably be a little bit more aggressive. His knowledge of college basketball has grown, but I think he can still be a little bit more aggressive and maybe a bit of a shot blocking presence.
What are some of those things you felt just kind of from last game that maybe it was close game, it came down to the wire, the kind of things that slipped through the cracks? You feel like once you fix those things, hopefully the result can be different.
I feel like, number one, they played a good defensive game. We only attempted 11 threes, and it's actually a stat that I'm comfortable with. I like the fact that if they're concentrating on taking away the three, that we can score in the lane or through driving to the basket. But I feel like we don't turn the ball over very often, but we did have a few too many in the first half. And I think had we had a little bit better control of the game there, the 6-point lead maybe is a 10-point lead, and it goes into the second half a little bit differently. And in the second half, they made shots. They made we went back and reviewed it. I think they made 8 threes in the second half. 6 were really well contested, and they're good shots by good players. So I feel like our defense has to continue to take on a role of enforcing our will against the other team rather than the plays happening to us.
You can continue to take steps in offensively, defensively.
I think offensively, they've sent a couple teams now in conference play have sent doubles my way. Dayton played a really good zone to try and stop me. Just trying to help the team, even if I'm not scoring, rebounding, finding an open man. I think I've done a pretty good job of finding Nate as that guy's come over and double-teamed me at times early on in conference play. So, to get him going, that's huge for us. So just helping with that. And defensively, it's just a team thing. And personally, it's just all little things, closing out. Like I said, rebounding is big for us because we're obviously undersized. So as the biggest guy on the team, I have to take that personally. So those are probably the biggest things for me.
When you watch this Davidson team, I'm sure you've seen them on film a little bit. They're really electric, undefeated at home. What are your thoughts on just kind of heading down there?
It's exciting. I know me personally, I really love their gym. It's a great gym, great atmosphere. Luckily, we were able to go down there and get one there last year. But, like I always say, going on the road, you got to get off to a fast start. We were able to do that last year, and something that we have to do again this year. But I think we're able to do that and sort of keep that crowd at a calm, low noise level early on. It'll help us throughout the game.
Hey, Grant, that's sort of a precision offense that Davidson runs. And Richmond's had great success defending. Is it to do with the switching and their inability to get wide open threes like they do against other teams?
Yeah. It was funny when I was at the A10 Leadership Conference. I was actually talking to Kellen. And he was like, yeah, it's so frustrating because we just feel like we're just walking right into what you guys want us to do. So obviously the slipping that they do helps with that. But, communication is huge for us with this offense. It's the three guys on the backside in terms of the down screens and the slips that they do. Those three guys on the backside of the defense have to communicate. If we're able to do that, we'll hopefully have some success.